Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be designing a logo from scratch. A lot of you guys have asked me ki, you show me the entire process and all, but like we want to see you actually design it live. तो वो आज करने वाले हैं हम. We are going to go on goodbrief.com, वहाँ से brief लेके we are going to design the logo from scratch, from the sketches to actually do it on Illustrator, and the entire process. I think this will be the fastest time I'll ever design a logo. Let's try to design this logo in half an hour, and let's get started with our brief. Let's go to let's search fake brief, and let's see what comes. Yeah, there's a website called goodbrief.com, or you can go to any other website like Goodbrief, and you can get started with it. You can do your logo designs, or you can get briefs from logos to brand identity, packaging, website, anything. So this is just for practice or maybe to improve your portfolio. So here I'll choose logo, and in industry let's choose random. let's go random. We can go real estate. You know what? Let's go random. Let's click on generate, and here we go. Okay, so the company name is BAT. BAT. We make textbooks for learning math. We stand out because of our excellent instructors. Our target audience is women. We want to convey a sense of victory while at the same time being modern. That is the company description. Now we read the job description. You must create a logo using the information given in the brief. Obviously, they would prefer a word mark that uses the color orange. Yes, let's go. Favorite color. The logo will be used on the company website. Take into account the company values and preferences and make sure it will work for the planned use cases. And deadline is 5 days. For us, it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screenshot. I'm not going to download it and just take this exact brief ka screenshot. And I'm going to open Procreate where I do all my sketches and stuff. And yes, I'll open Procreate. Here I will go and import that exact screenshot. Cool, now we have it right here. The reason why I imported this screenshot is because I always like to highlight all the important factors and create a sort of separate mind map with the brief alongside. It just helps out with the logo design process. It just makes things easier and make things clearer ki what I want to do. I just don't get lost in the process, because a lot of times when you're working on this, you tend to forget ki what you're trying to create. So this just helps you out. And if you're doing this on a book or pen and paper, just write down the entire brief, and mark, pen or pencil se mark the important highlights. Here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very toned down color, lower the opacity, and yeah, that's how I'm going to mark. So let me take my iPad down. So first of all, I love the company name. It's a 3-letter word. Lot of things we can do. We make textbooks for learning math. So we need to remember that they make textbooks for learning math, no other subject but maths. And the target audience is women. Another key feature we need to remember. We want to convey a sense of victory while at the same time being modern. So victory and modern. We must create a logo using color orange. Remember that as well. Will be based on the company's website. Take into account blah 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 blah. Okay, perfect. So these few words we need to keep in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this aside here, and here I'm going to start with mind mapping. I'm going to take a normal black color, and let's say the company's name is BAT. So oops, need to change the brush. Not this one. We are gonna change it to yeah. So we're gonna write BAT in the middle. You're gonna circle it. This you can do on pen and paper as well. Don't need to have an iPad necessarily, but this you can do it anywhere. So BAT here. Now first we're gonna write what it is about. I think it's a textbook. They make textbook. Make textbook maths. Then we're going to write for women. So a lot of factors apply when it's specifically for a particular gender. For men hota to alag hota, women ke liye alag hai. So, and we need to keep in mind the orange color, which is for the later part. Pehle to we're gonna see the basic shapes and typography and stuff. We're gonna figure that out. That is done, and after that, let's see. They need a sense of victory. So, sense of victory, and lastly, should look modern. So modern is very important factor, like the overall look of the brand of the logo should look modern. The modern can be played with either the colors or the typography itself, but I feel like typography also matters a lot, because you can't just have a serif and a modern color. That doesn't work. So okay, so modern, we need to make sure we do it. And they make textbook, they manufacture textbook. So from this I start sketching it out. The word we have here is bat. Let me just turn my guides on, going into settings, canvas and guides. So these guides help me to stay in like lines, and just, you know, if you are using a sketchbook, I would recommend you to use a dotted sketchbook or a lined sketchbook. Just helps, really helps. And yeah, so this is what we have, and this is what we are going to be working on. So let's say, so starting off, I start out with just, you know, sort of sketch the font, you know, sort of get the sense of what we are actually working with. It's okay if these sketches are rough, if they are bad, but it's very important to have them, because, you know, you want to get a sense of the fonts which you have. You want to get the sense of the typography which you're playing with. Maybe you can find a hidden meaning behind it. So it's very important to sketch it in uppercase, and now I'm going to sketch it in lowercase. So that is very important. That it looks interesting as well in lowercase. We can have an option where it's the B is uppercase. Always remember, the lower part of the B will always be bigger than the upper part, because of our human eyes, we perceive it that way. B-A-T. This doesn't look bad. It's very tricky because the name is Bat and it's selling textbooks, so we need to make sure we keep that in mind. Feel like we need to kind of show that it makes textbooks. You know, it should be a company which shows it makes textbooks, and since they are focusing textbooks for learning math, we can add, so math, like let's math bole, so kya aata hai? Addition, division, subtraction, multiplication, you know, this percentage sign, all the pi, these all come in maths, you know. So maybe let's see if we can work around a way, something in those lines. Maybe we can have the B as a percentage. No, it won't look like a B. Or maybe we can actually have the A, which is right in the center. Let's fill this up. Isko pura karke we can actually have one circle here and one big circle here. Does that work? Does it look like it's a division thing? Not really sure, but doesn't look bad. And then we can have the B like this, you know, full bold mein, and the T like this. So what I've tried to do here is, let me just make this bold. I want to keep it bold because it's a 3-letter word and dur se dikhna chahiye, because textbook pe rahega, it's gonna maybe be on shelves or anywhere. The logo, the main priority should be readability from any distance possible. So I'm trying to keep it as bold as possible because it's just a 3-letter word. So that is very important. Okay, so now we need to make sure this looks like a percentage sign. Well, now it doesn't. It's definitely not looking like one. Okay, no problem. We can move to a different concept. So, yes, just a reminder, you won't achieve what you want in the initial concept. It'll take time, obviously. And sometimes logos takes me like months and months to get to the final one. Sometimes it takes me like just a few days. So yeah, that's the fun of it. Honestly, it's quite fun. So when we say textbooks, so the book, it opens like this. We can have that as a B. So the book is open like this, and we won't have the line of the B, and then we can straight up have A and T. Not bad. This is another one which we can explore further. Because this book also is like, new opportunities, new beginnings. It's more open, having that openness feeling. So that same we can use in the B, definitely. And yeah, I think book ऐसे ही खुलता है. Yeah, something like this. So it's like an open book, but like the turned version of an open book. And it should have like these small lines in it. Yeah, so it looks more like a book than just a normal lines. I'm not sure if so much detailing in a logo would look good, but this is just the exploration stage. You are free to do whatever you want in this. So that's that. But the only problem is now when I see it, this kind of looks like a 3. It looks like 380. So that is a major problem which we need to solve. And yeah, we can't go ahead with this. So let's try something else. Let's try maybe what we can do is we can have the be in like a blocky form, because maths has these graphs and charts and stuff like that. So we can sort of have it in this chunky blocky form, just giving it that rough feeling, sort of something like this. Not sure how it's looking. The main priority is for it to be readable. As long as it's readable and we serve the purpose, as long as people are able to read it and recognize this, and it becomes an iconic mark, and they're able to remember this after they even see it once, we have achieved our goal. So that's what we're aiming at. So just trying. Oh, interestingly, these 3 lines, so if we have a T right here, these 3 lines match. So we can have one consistent line in it, we can try something like that. The T has, so what we can do is, we can have one consistent line running like this, and there is an A in the middle, then there is a T. It's like bat. Not sure if this is readable as well. It kind of doesn't look that readable, but looking at it, sort of it looks like ki chalo ye maths ka, it can be like a mathematical thing, because in maths, in calculators, when you see, you have these sort of these things which looks like 0, but then it can be turned into any letter possible. We can use that this geometry, this shape, and yeah, let's work around this. I'm liking this because having a regular typeface, having a regular font like this, which can be a part of any brand, but this is specifically related to maths textbook. So having this technical sort of lines and a geometry in it, I think serves the purpose, and I think can work out really well. So let's say we have this grid right here, I'm just taking the use and the help of this guide right here, and I'm gonna have the line over it. As I said, the lower part of B is always bigger than the upper part of the B, so need to make sure everyone remembers that. So here we can have like an indentation, sorry, we can have like a cut right here, because to make it appear like a B, and we can extend this. Okay, I think I'm somewhere getting close to where I want to go. Let's redo that again. So this is here, we will have it till here, we'll have this cut here, and we can extend this and have a cut right here, make it bigger. This now looks like a B, have this cut right here. Yes, what do you guys think? Does this look like a B? I think it does look like a B, right? It does look like a B, and when all the letters are together, I think this actually looks pretty good. We can have this same sort of slant cuts in the same angle for the A as well. So let's first take this above, touching to the brim, to the line, so we sort of have a stencil we need to trace. Then we will have A as well in this blocky kind of format. Yeah, something just like this. I know this might seem boring because this is something very random. I have not designed this before, and this is how the process works. It's a fun process. Usually I listen to some podcast or music while working on this, but since you guys are here, let's design a logo live. If you like these kind of stuff, let me know. I can do more of these. I know it's thode bade videos okay, but I feel like it'll be more valuable and it will show you exactly how I do it. So I mean, yeah, let's see how it goes. And here we can have the T right here with this sort of, the T doesn't have that blocky look. How to get the T in? That'll be a challenge. Do we really need to get it in sort of like a blocky look, or is it fine? It might be fine like how it is right now. The more you force the concept, the more obvious it becomes. So I think let's leave it that way. Honestly, bat. It doesn't necessarily need to show that we sell textbook, but it needs to have that vibe that once they sell textbook, you will always click key, okay, this is the logo which sells maths textbook. And one more thing actually I missed and didn't keep in mind is for women. This is specifically for women, but I think we have tackled that as well, because if we have a bold font like this, sort of looks a little manly, looks a little stronger, bolder. Men are bold, and now since we have these thin lines, it sort of goes towards that gender, no discrimination, but it's just how it is. So I think that serves the purpose. I think this is a strong mark. So this was all my sketching exploration from, this was my first sketch, from this to going into like icons and symbols of maths, to going into this book concept which was looking like a 3, and now finally landing to this concept, which I think it's a strong one. It can work, and now is the time where I take this sketch into Illustrator. I'll open my laptop now and we will see you when I have it on Illustrator. Before taking the sketch to Illustrator, I had just got an email which I had to write. But writing can be tough, whether it's an email, an essay, or even a social media post. Finding the right words to express ourselves can be a challenge. But what if there was a writing assistant that could make your life easier without replacing your own creativity? Introducing WordTune, the ultimate writing companion that helps you improve your writing, provides instant translation from Hindi to English, paraphrasing, and even generates text on the go. With WordTune, you are in control. It's like having your very own writing expert right at your fingertips. Let's take a closer look at some of the incredible features that make WordTune the go-to app for all your writing needs. First and foremost, WordTune helps you enhance your writing. It analyzes your text, providing suggestions to make your sentences clearer, concise, and more impactful. No more struggling to find the right words. WordTune offers alternative paraphrasing options, ensuring your message is conveyed exactly the way you intended. Need some inspiration? WordTune's text generation features comes to the rescue. Just provide a prompt and it generates creative and relevant text in seconds. Whether you're brainstorming ideas for a blog post or looking for a fresh perspective, WordTune sparks your creativity with its intelligent text generation capabilities. But remember, WordTune is not a replacement for your own voice. It's a writing assistant that amplifies your ideas, makes your writing process smoother and more efficient. So why struggle with words when you can have WordTune by your side? Improve your writing, translate effortlessly, paraphrase like a pro, and unlock your creative potential with WordTune. Download WordTune now and start writing with confidence. Okay, now that we have our entire screenshot of the sketch and the brief and everything in Illustrator, we're gonna keep it right here aside. We're gonna take a copy of it, and basically, so if anything happens to this, we have a backup, and we are actually gonna cut it because this is the final logo which we want. So we will cut this right here, and yes, boom. So now we are gonna take this and lower the opacity, because if we want to trace this, opacity kam hona chahiye. Select it, press Ctrl 2 to lock it. So now when we select it, it won't interfere and get selected unnecessarily. Now we're gonna press Ctrl and R to add guides, and just add guidelines at the top, at the bottom, even on these sides as well. So just so we are in perspective, everything is and falls in place. Perfect. Now that we have our guides, one more is left where this line comes. Perfect. Now that we have our guides, we can just press P for pen tool and start tracing. So there will be a cut. You go down and make sure that you press shift, because you want your lines to be straight and not tilted. Everything to be aligned and to be straight. Okay, now we have made that. We're gonna turn that into, let's say, black. Let's take a deeper black so it doesn't blends with the background. And now we are just simply gonna increase the stroke of this. So yes, that sort of forms our logo. The only thing I'm not liking about this is how blocky it looks. Maybe we might have to change this a bit. Maybe you might have to connect this to that. That looks much better, and this angle will change sort of with the same one right here. So we are going to quickly just trace this angle. Okay, that's too big. Yes, now we need to align this. We'll press Ctrl Y to see the wireframe mode, and this is how I do it. I know there is a better way to align all these angles and joints, and there's a much easier way, but this is what I prefer doing always. So I'm just gonna stick to that. No, wait. Yes, and this will come up. Okay, that's perfect. We'll press Ctrl Y again to go back to our frame, and doesn't look bad, but I feel like the bottom has been the bottom one is like slightly too big, so we will just push this here, and we might even put this, I don't know why this thing is, yeah, okay, we will slightly push this down. Yeah, this is much better. This is so much better. And now there is this line as well which connects these two things, making it look, yes, this is, yeah, much better, looking like a B, definitely. Let's just check if our lines are aligned. No, see, there is an issue right here. It should be aligned and it should go under. Perfect. Now I guess we are sorted with the B, and now it's time for the A. Simply, keeping the guides in mind, let's trace our A. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Just making sure that these two lines are in sync, are at the same place. So that is our A. What we can do is, I think we will need to extend this, but keeping the same width, and we'll need to cut this off. These bottom lines of the A, we'll need to cut it off. Do you think we should have the A also very blocky? Like we can, this is an option we can have, but what if we have the A blocky itself? Like, what if we have the A like this? Obviously we will remove the bottom part. So now I press C, and C is for cut tool. I press these two joints and I remove the bottom part, and honestly this can become our A as well. Like, this is an A straight up. This looks like an A. The only problem is now we need to extend these two lines to fit it exactly where the B is lying. Make sure it's 4 only, making sure every single line is the same width, and we don't want any problems later on. And abhi we are gonna make the T. Simple. T ke liye click on the pen tool. Here is the intersection. Just select that, and we're gonna press this. Make sure it's aligned with the A and the upper part as well. Actually, the upper part will be this line. Making sure taking the same width, and this is 4, so making it 4, and this is 4 as well. So just expanding it and making it 4. That's a solid mark right there. We are gonna copy this and paste it right here. And honestly, with just a bit of spacing, because when you zoom out, the spacing becomes an issue. So never see your logo just zoomed in. Make sure you always zoom out, or if you can't zoom out, go piche, go back and see how it looks. So right now you might be thinking ki bahut zyada gap hai, but then when you zoom out, it it seems proper. And we're gonna make another copy of this, and here what we're gonna do is we are gonna expand this. So now let me see if I increase the stroke. Yeah, I think 5 is a good amount. So we will expand this right here, and make sure everything is aligned. This will come down, the T will also come down. And whenever you do these things, make sure you hold the shift always. Yeah, that is aligned perfectly. Looks good. I think looks pretty good. Let's move it to a new background. Let's have it grouped. Let's hide the guides, so all of that is out of place. And let's have it right here. This is our logo, logo for a notebook brand. If we want, honestly, if we want, we can have the colors in a more feminine way, because this is targeted for women. So let's go on Google and type color palette for women. Okay, pretty generic. This is not how I take all my color palettes, but for right now, for the time being, because I feel like this video is gonna go more than 30 minutes, I'm gonna quickly grab this color. I think the purple, I really like the purple. So grab it right here, have a border to it, put it at the back, turn it into this color, and this we're gonna turn it into this color. And there we go. That is our logo right there. If we want to sort of create a pattern, we will ungroup this. We will delete this, and this B is very interesting. So we can create a pattern. We can duplicate this, have it sideways like this, and this can be our pattern. I'll lower the size. I will group this. I will go to object, pattern, make, okay, whatever. The dialog box open, bricks by column, and it's very close to each other, don't you think? So let's click this and I think it's close to each other because the size of this is big. So let's select the entire pattern. Let's reduce the size. Yeah, this is much better. You know. Oh, also I didn't realize this looks like a book. You know, like an open book. Damn. Okay, I'm too smart. Yeah, and we can make a rectangle right here, and we can add the pattern to it, and obviously the pattern will be in lower opacity. So yeah, I mean, there we go. That is the logo we created. Let me know what you all think about this, and you know, if you liked it, if you like the entire process, this is how I usually do. Not the best logo I've created, but this was just to show you all the entire process honestly, and not to show my logo design skills. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed it, and let me know what sort of process you use. I'll be very interested to see कि if you use a different process, कि आप एक अलग process use करते हो, different way of approaching things. So let me know in the comments. I reply to each and every comments, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.